Hello Internet, and welcome back to my Big Damn TV Geek vlog. This week I want to talk about Netflix's latest original series, Daredevil, which I devoured over 2 days last weekend and absolutely loved. Daredevil is the first of 5 Netflix original series coming from Marvel over the next couple of years, and it set the bar super high. I am now really interested to see what Marvel does with the rest of these series, and very excited for AKA Jessica Jones, which is the next in the lineup. I think it's due either the end of this year or early 2016. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about what made Daredevil so great. First of all, the production values on this show were off the charts amazing. It's by far the best looking comic book series I've ever seen. The look and feel of everything I felt like really contributed to setting the tone of the show, and they did such a good job of setting everything in that great shadowy place without having it just feel dark, and putting in great pops of color where you needed it. I especially loved the repeated use of the bright yellow coming in through the windows in the dark spots that just looked absolutely gorgeous. In addition to that, the fight sequences on this show were absolutely incredible. The show did a terrific job of using the shadows to make the fight sequences look awesome without hiding anything in the dark. There was an amazing sequence at the end of the second episode that took place in a hallway that was just mind-blowingly cool. So much ass kicking, and all of it looked absolutely incredible. Of course, it doesn't matter how good a thing looks or how much ass-kicking there is if the characters and story aren't compelling, and thankfully, this show had both. Right off the bat, we have Charlie Cox, who's terrific as our leading man, Matt Murdock. He, of course, does a great job with superhero stuff and the blindness and all of that, but I was particularly impressed with how he portrayed the way all of this stuff affects Matt. We get a handful of scenes of him discussing the morality of everything and showing how the fact that he's really religious affects him as he's doing all of these horrible things to people. And I thought that that was a really interesting angle for the show to take, and that Cox did a really great job portraying the weight of all of this stuff on Matt. It was also really great that he had such awesome chemistry with the rest of the cast, in particular Rosario Dawson, who I'll talk more about in a minute, so that made things really fun. Of course, my 2 favorite characters were probably Foggy and Karen, who were played wonderfully by Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann Woll. They were the light spots in a very, very grim and dark show. There's a lot of crappiness happening in Hell's Kitchen, and Foggy is wonderful comic relief, and Karen is a really, really active force for good. She's fighting the good fight, and the 2 of them had a wonderful relationship. They were really fun to watch, and I appreciated having that periodic break from the superhero-iness of things to just check in on the law firm and see what other people were doing to try and fix things that wasn't just beating people's faces in. I mentioned Rosario Dawson. She wasn't around a ton. The character of Claire was not around a ton. I actually wish we'd seen more of her, but she had terrific, terrific chemistry with Charlie Cox, and I just loved the relationship between Claire and Matt. This was a character that kind of needed to exist in the early goings as somebody that knew what was going on with Matt before Foggy found out. She was an excellent voice of reason. She gave him a dose of reality on a regular basis that I think he needed to hear, and I just absolutely loved that character. And this maybe goes without saying, but Vincent D'Onofrio killed it as Vincent Fisk. I can't think of a better actor to play this physically imposing, vaguely unhinged guy with an anger problem that also has this sweet side we see when he's with Vanessa. Hugely fucked up history, which I super appreciate that the show gave us a backstory for the villain. You don't necessarily get that all the time, and man, that episode where you got to see him with his dad was so good. So really terrific work with the villainry from D'Onofrio and the writers on this one. All character amazingness aside, one of the things I really loved about this show is that it's a comic book show that doesn't really feel like a comic book show. It really felt more noir to me than anything else. I mean, sure, you've got your blind guy with heightened senses beating the shit out of people. I grant you that. But for the most part, this was just the story of a city struggling with bad guys and one guy trying to figure out what he can do about it. You had a lot of focus on the rise of Vincent Fisk and a lot of focus on the struggles of Nelson and Murdoch to find ways to help, and the struggle of Karen and Ben to figure out how to take these guys down in a legal way. There was no monsters or aliens or things from other planets, nothing like that. It was just a city being taken over by bad guys and one man's struggle to figure out what to do about it. And I think that is really what made this work. That is more than enough of my rambling on Daredevil. I want to know what you guys thought. Did you enjoy the show? Did it make you more excited for the rest of Netflix's Marvel outings? Did you have favorite characters, favorite episodes, anything in particular that stuck out to you about the series? Let me know in the comments. As always, please like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel so you can keep on watching my vlogs. You can follow me on Twitter at BigDamnTVGeek, and there's a link to my blog and my Facebook page in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.